What if one commercial aired just once could change the future of an entire company? Because that's exactly what happened in 1984. Apple aired a single ad, 1 minute during the Super Bowl, and it changed everything. At first glance, this doesn't make much sense. Why would a TV commercial shown only once have such a massive impact? To understand that, we need to rewind. In the early 1980s, IBM dominated the personal computer market. Their machines were powerful but intimidating. They were built for corporations, not individuals. And that made personal computers feel, of course, impersonal. Apple, on the other hand, was the outsider, and with the launch of the Macintosh, they were introducing something that was different, a computer that was friendly, visual, intuitive, something that felt like it belonged in your home, not just in an office. But how do you market such a product? How do you communicate not just a new product, but a whole new philosophy, right? Because the existing philosophy was that computers were meant for offices. Now, to do that, you have to make a statement. And so Apple hired a man named Ridley Scott. He was fresh off directing Blade Runner, and they wanted him to shoot a Super Bowl ad. Now, their budget was $900,000. Now, the concept was to create an ad that helped them make a statement. And because everyone was so sensitive at the time about the whole big brother concept of someone watching you, they needed to make a statement that was bold, right? And so they created an ad. You can go check it out on YouTube, where you had a group of people just marching on like they've been hypnotized, all sitting down and looking at a big screen from where they received sort of like instruction. And then the ad features a woman, the only colored entity in that video, on a red miniskirt, running with a big hammer into the place. And as she moves towards the place, you can see the guards chasing her from the back, and she wields the hammer and twists it over and over again and launches it towards the screen, and that completely shatters the screen. And then the message appears and says, well, Apple will be launching computers and everything is about to change, that kind of message. When the board first saw this ad, the Apple board, they said, no, this is not what we want. This isn't what we paid for. You guys screwed this up. And we are not so sure about this. This is too risky. This is too telling. We think we need to pull the plug on the whole thing. But Steve Jobs says, well, I think we should give this a try. Let's run it. And so they bought one slot for the Super Bowl, and the ad ran. And as with every ad you will ever run, you never really can tell 100% how the ad will perform. The ad smashed every possible record you thought you knew in the advertising world. It changed everything for Apple. News outlets were talking about this one ad for many, many weeks. You had analysts dissecting different parts of the ad, and viewers of the ad were stunned, captivated, and that was how Apple was able to make a bold statement and build a brand of misfits, of people who were creatives, of people who were non-conformists to the current ideologies about computers. And you can use the same thing today in your business. There's always a trend, there's always a news that you can take advantage of to come up with a big idea that can transform your product from being just a product to becoming more or less like a rallying cry, something that people can rally around and take it to the moon. And today that ad has helped build one of the biggest tech companies in the world. I don't know where Apple would have been today if not for that one